how Croesus' son Atys died. Croesus had two sons, Atys and another one. Herodotus does not I don't think he gives us the name of the other son. Croesus was so sure that this was the son that will take over after him, and of course loved his son. He didn't think so much about the other. Um, so one after in the last video I talked about this Athenian sage Solon coming and telling Croesus that he shouldn't be so sure that he's the happiest man because he's still alive and things can change. So when Solon left, his son died, Atys, and this is how Atys died. So there was a person, a stranger who came to Lydia, and his name was Adrastus. And Adrastus was from a neighboring kingdom known as Phrygia. The king of Phrygia and Croesus were kind of like friends, they were friendly. And Adrastus had come to Lydia because he had killed someone in his homeland. He had killed his own brother, and he had come to Lydia to be cleansed. And I found this interesting because this is so African. And there are so many parts of this book that show you things about the ancient Greeks that are so African, if I might call it African, because in so many tribes, including the ethnic group where I come from, before the coming of the Europeans and government, and that there was no prison where you'll be taken to if you killed someone. And what used to happen, you were banned, you go away, and sometimes you'll go to another community or another clan, you stay with them, and then during that time you will undergo some rites to cleanse you, and those rites will end when you come back to your own clan or community, and they maybe kill some animals and do some rituals, and then you are cleansed from the fact that you killed someone. And I found this interesting because the same thing that happens to Adrastus. Adrastus killed his own brother back at home, and he was sent away to go and find a place and be cleansed. So he goes to Lydia to be cleansed because the king of Lydia, Croesus, and his father, they were friendly, or they were friends. So Adrastus comes to Croesus, to Sardis, and he explains to Croesus what happened, and Croesus was like, okay, I understand, you can stay here, and then we will take you through the rituals and the rites to cleanse you, and then when it's the right time, you can go back home. So Adrastus stays in the household of the king. And around this time, Croesus had a dream, and the dream was that he saw in his dream that his son was killed by a spear. His son was speared and he died. And when he woke up, he was so afraid and he feared for his son. In fact, he went around and collecting all the spears that were hung in the house and collected them, took them to one room and put them there because he feared one of these spears might fall on his son and kill him. And then another thing he did, he told his son he looked for a wife for his son. He had him get married, and he expected him to start having kids like immediately because he was afraid that the dream he had, the vision he saw will come true and the son will die before he becomes king or before he has kids who can take over after Croesus. So then this stranger comes, Adrastus, and he stays and Croesus welcomes him. And then it happens that there was a certain group of people who lived somewhere in the kingdom who were having a problem, I think, with a big snake that was roaming the village and destroying things, crops, animals. So it was kind of like a very dangerous beast that was very destructive in the village. So they came to the king and told the king, we have this animal, we've tried killing it, we can't. We were hoping that you will give us your help. Maybe you will give us your son and some soldiers to go and help us kill this animal. And Croesus was like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'll give you soldiers. I'll give you whatever help you need, but I don't think I'll give you my son, because Croesus was still fearing about this vision coming true. So the son heard this, and he told the dad, it is the tradition, it is our tradition that the son of the king should be leading the men of the army into war, battle, whatever. I don't understand why you don't want me to lead these people. And the king explained to him about whatever vision he had had. And the son told him, but in your vision, you say I was to be killed by a spear. And here we are not going to fight an army. We are going to find an animal and kill an animal. Fight in this case is going to be with a beast, not men with spears. So the father was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. So I don't think there's any problem you going. And the father called Adrastus, and he told Adrastus, sorry, there is thunder. Told Adrastus, I'm putting you, I want you to go with my son, and I want you to take care of him, to make sure nothing happens to him, even as he's the one who is leading this group of men who are going to find this animal and kill it. So Adrastus joined this group, and they went. And when they reached where the beast was, they saw it, and they started kind of throwing spears at it. And unfortunately, when Adrastus threw his spear, he missed the animal, and he hit Atys, and Atys died. And now that was unfortunate, but the vision came true, and they went back, told the king what had happened, and Croesus was sad, and he mourned, and Adrastus came and told him, I'm very sorry, I'm ready for you to kill me, because I know you are very angry. You can go ahead and kill me, I'm okay with that. I've killed, this is the second person I've killed. And Croesus told him, no, it's not you who killed my son. You were just used. It is the gods who killed my son, so I'm not going to kill you. But Adrastus killed himself on the grave of Atys. So that's how Croesus' son died, and then things became even worse for him, which I will explain in the following videos.